He said, what are you so afraid of losing when nothing in this world belongs to you? And so it's like, we're here on borrowed time to acquire borrowed assets and borrowed resources. And at the end of the game, you're just going to push your chips to the middle and somebody else is going to take your chair. That's it. Out of coins. And so it's like, we're just in the game. Like we're just here, we're renting, we're leasers, right? None of this is permanent. And so the idea that we'd fear some permanent outcome from an impermanent existence, the longer I've been in the game, the more disgusted I am by that feeling and by someone questioning that. Second one is that I feel like the longer that I've been in this game, the more I feel like mental toughness matters more than motivation. And so mental toughness comes down to four things, which obviously when my mother died, I had to think through like, how am I going to respond to this obviously negative event in my life? And that she died all of a sudden. No one thought it was going to happen. It was just very fast, which in some ways I can be very grateful for, right? She didn't have like a long suffering period. And so there are four things that I think happen when any negative event occurs, something against your preferences, something bad, is that the first level is how much bad stuff can happen before you force it to change the way you live. The second component is, okay, something rattles you enough that you change the way you behave. Once you change the way you behave, basically how upset do you get? How low do you go? Somebody who's more mentally tough would take longer to get upset. And then if they do get upset, they do snap. They only change their behavior a tiny bit. That's it. So they're not like, oh, I'm going to go start taking heroin and I'm going to go cheat on my wife and I'm going to go, drive drunk. They're like, I might have some ice cream tonight, right? And then once they're on that negative path, the next level of our element of mental toughness is how fast do you come back, which is resiliency. How fast do you rebound back to where you were? Are you somebody who, someone says a cross word to you, old school cross, right? Something mean to you. And then you let it bother you for a week, you let it bother you for 2 weeks, a month before you rebound. Even if it was a small thing and a small change of behavior, if you have low resiliency, it just takes you a long time to get to baseline. And then the fourth element is when you do rebound, how much do you rebound? Do you just rebound below where you were? By the way, that's a traumatic event. It permanently changed your behavior. Do you get back to baseline? So it didn't permanently change you, it was not traumatic. Or you go above baseline, you adapt, you're better than you were before the bad thing happened, which by the way, also traumatizes you. Because for those of you who hear this all over social media, translate the word trauma into a permanent change in behavior from an aversive, bad stimulus, thing that happened.